Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special This Just In video for you.
That's correct. Not only am I going to keep my clothes on this time, but most importantly, we have, ta-da, the Hyundai Santa Cruz. Now, we've had them before, but this one is special, and I will show you exactly what it is, actually, why it's special right away. Come on, I just want to show you now.
What is it? Is it the color?
Color's really cool. It's sage green, right?
Yep.
Nope. This. Ta-da!
Wait, a 2-inch hitch receiver and a 7-pin trailer connector?
Last time we had one of these, we really wanted a tow with it, but it didn't come with the tow package. There's, as you know, a lot of delays. We're not going to get into all the specifics. However, the good news is Hyundai went through a lot of trouble to make sure that we had one that can tow. And this one has the maximum tow package, meaning it can tow up to 5,000 pounds. And one of the reasons why...
Well, they actually provided us with a brake controller, which is an accessory aftermarket, because currently it doesn't come with an integrated one from the factory.
That is correct. So they knew we wanted to tow with it. They made sure that we had the right package to tow with this vehicle. So now that you know that, let's talk about why do we have this Ford Maverick here?
Yeah, so let's show that really quick again. Well, this is a brand new class of pickup trucks, right? And this is the new compact crossover pickup. That's what we call this truck. We've done a lot with. It's a hybrid front-wheel drive. This truck just arrived a few minutes ago.
Yep.
And so how about we go kind of one by one and show some specs and talk about our truck testing that's coming up.
That sounds great. So starting from the back, Andre's going to take you through the towing and everything else, work his way up to the payload numbers. I'm going to pop the hood and make sure that we have a good view of the engine.
Yes, so this is Velocity Blue, by the way, this Maverick compact, and they're actually calling it a pickup. Ford says that they used some of their truck know-how from the Ranger and F-150 and the Super Duty to create this one. This one is front-wheel drive only because it's a hybrid, and under the hood, thank you, Nathan.
You got it.
Is a 2.5-liter Atkinson cycle, which is a little bit more efficient cycle of combustion, 4-cylinder gas engine that's made it to an electric system. It's kind of hidden over here. You can see some high voltage cables, and it's combined power of 191.
Yeah, now keep in mind that you can only get this set up with the eCVT, they call it, which is actually a planetary gear setup for the transmission, which allows it to get really good gas mileage. I've been driving one of these, and my commute has been 45 miles per gallon combined. That is downright remarkable. However, you can't get one of these with all-wheel drive. You cannot get one of these with automatic transmission, and you can't get one of these as a turbo unless you get the turbo, which gives you the all-wheel drive and an 8-speed automatic transmission.
And actually, for our 2022 TFL Top Truck Challenge, we will be getting a 2-liter turbocharged all-wheel drive version of the Maverick, and we'll still have that, which is going to be super.
That's right. That means those two directly compete, because this one, it only has 2,000 pounds tow rating, which we, by the way, tested to the max on the Ike Gauntlet, and this little guy did all right. You got to see that. That's on TFL Truck.
Yep, and we also have upcoming several more videos with this little Maverick truck. We did an MPG loop with Tommy, which was actually very telling, and also we did a payload test where we loaded lots of logs. Let me show you the payload a little bit. Nathan already said 2,000 pounds of towing on this guy, but the payload is really considerable, really cool. 1,471 pounds, which is like a 4-wheel drive full-size truck. This bed is about 4.5 feet long. Do you want to show the bed really quick?
Yeah, now this is a very simple bed compared to the other competitors in this class, well, sort of competitors, I should say, but it's very utilitarian. So it is really built to be used. And we already proved that with that video that Tommy put together with throwing logs in it and whatnot. Now you can load like a 4x8 sheet of plywood in here if you really wanted to. It would have to sit on top of these wheel wells. And then this tailgate actually does have a function where you can take this and actually pop it up a little bit to about this height. And you change this gear and put it, I think, was it over here?
Yep.
And boom, you're able to hold the plywood nice and flat. So it has that, but it doesn't do a whole lot more, right? There's no other little kitschy things like a drawer that opens underneath or anything like that. Also, do have a little tiny pass through. I think that that's pretty much good for a large arm, not a human, to go through. That's a good thing.
Or for yelling at people behind you, I guess.
I guess. Or ventilation, which is what I would use it for.
Yeah, and this bed, this is an XLT Maverick with XLT luxury package and also Copilot 360. It does have a cargo rail. It does have 400-watt outlet. It does have a little cubby hole, so it's quite useful in its bed. Before I get to the Santa Cruz, which is the main star today, I'm gonna briefly show you the XLT interior in this Maverick, which is actually fairly simple. It's got kind of almost like a denim type material right here. It's got a rotary shift dial for the eCVT planetary transmission. It does have drive modes, and it's got these orange accents too, which is an XLT specific.
Right. And there's a lot of other special materials here, including reclaimed materials that they do use. Keep in mind that this is on the lower end of the interiors. The vehicle we're going to be getting should have a more premium looking interior.
Yeah, that's the Maverick Lariat that's coming in about a week. So let's look under the hood of the Santa Cruz and do the interior, payload, and towing. Booyah.
Bingo.
I like this turbo sticker. I mean, plastic.
Yeah, it's kind of misleading because it doesn't really go in this direction. But anyway, this is the top of the line powertrain. So this gives you the most power and the most torque. Am I right, Andre?
Yeah, totally, dude. This is a 2.5 liter turbocharged engine. They also have a base engine, which is not turbocharged.
That's correct.
Which is a 2.5 liter. And when you're using premium fuel, which we will be doing for all of our testing, 281 horsepower, which is a lot, and 311 pound-feet of torque. The hybrid, there is no torque rating because the way of the electric motor and the gas engine combined, Ford does not give a torque number. But
yeah, nothing official.
But this is a huge amount of torque and power. And what about transmission?
Yeah, so there are two transmissions. Unfortunately, you can only get one with the turbo, and that's their 8-speed dual clutch setup. And we've used it before. It's great on the road, especially for performance. Off-road, we've had a few little bumps here and there. You can get an 8-speed automatic transmission with the base engine on this vehicle. So keep that in mind. Now, we should talk about one of the things we're going to be doing with it, which we already mentioned, towing. And there are two different weight classes for this vehicle. It can either tow with the base powertrain 3,500 pounds, or with this powertrain up to 5,000 pounds. And that matches the even larger Honda Ridgeline, which has a V6.
Yes, and if everything works out, we should have a Honda Ridgeline soon to go head-to-head with this. And you're right, this all-wheel drive model, that's the maximum towing setup, 5,000 pounds. Let me show the interior and the payload.
Yep, I'll work my way to the back.
And at the very end of this video, we'll show you the price, or we'll share the pricing with you, because it's kind of eye-opening as well. So this Santa Cruz is rated at 1,411 pounds, a tiny bit less than the Maverick, but nonetheless, this is a limited model with a luxurious interior. You can see all the digital screens. There's a gauge cluster here. There's another one here. Lots of haptic buttons, which is not great, but it does have a traditional transmission lever.
And also there are rear vents here for the rear passengers. This is basically the interior, or very similar interior that would be in the Tucson. So it is a much more premium interior, much more car-like interior, I should say, than if you look at it compared to the Maverick. But let's look at the back.
Yep, totally. Once again, this is very nice materials here, but price is higher, which we'll share soon.
Yes. Okay, so this has everything, all right? This model, fully loaded. That's including this tonneau cover, which, oops. Anyway, there it goes. So I'm going to talk about what the issue is with that and why, if I bought this vehicle, I would not get this tonneau cover. But here's the full thing. Boom. So almost the same size as the
floor. Yeah, so the floor is almost the same. Right. So it's about 4.5 feet, maybe a little bit less by about 2 to 3 inches. But then this box is the tonneau cover, right?
Right, and this gets in the way. So I get it, if you want to secure stuff underneath here, this kind of makes sense. But for me, I want maximum payload, so I would probably ditch this and just stick with, well, nothing. But that's a choice. But this is what makes this bed unique compared to the Ford, and that is this part right here, which gives you more cargo options. Yes.
Little trunk.
Right. Now, I know the Honda has this as well, which is much bigger. However, they're very different because the Hondas, it's bigger because there's no spare tire underneath it. They actually shove the spare tire underneath the bed over like here, right?
Yes.
With the Honda. This one, underneath proper spare tire, underneath available, I believe it's a full-size one. So that's one of the reasons why this is so shallow. Still, plenty of room to hold cold beverages appropriate for adults or children.
Yes, and well, I think it actually is a donut under here. I may get underneath,
Yeah,
and to actually see, but like you said, the Ridgeline, it's kind of a similar setup.
Yeah.
There's D-rings right here, which is also good.
but also these.
Yeah, lights, cleats, little cubby hole.
Yeah, these are storage. Now, not everything here is standard. There are things that you'll have to get with option packages, but
This is the fully decked out one,
right.
which shows off everything.
Let's see if we can go underneath and peek. Might as well.
Yeah.
Can you get under there, Andre? Sorry to make you do
Well,
that.
sorry, I have a little tripod guy. You know what? It does look a little donutty.
Okay.
A little bit of a donutty.
But the point is that that's one of the reasons why the cargo area in here is shallow for the extra stuff. So they're very different types of pickups. And in the very near future, we're going to compete this one with the other one. I mean, they're really going to go head to head. But we wanted to show you just physically the differences because they look a lot different. They stand differently. And let's face it, both vehicles are going to compete for your dollar against the Honda Ridgeline.
Ooh.
Even though the Ridgeline is technically larger, and it really is, these little guys are going to go up against that. And I think in the near future, we're going to see other competitors coming real soon in this same class.
So let's talk about starting prices. So this 19,995 is a starting price plus destination. That's about 21,400. This one right here, XLT, which actually has cruise control.
Yeah, and heated seats and steering wheel.
Yes, 27,300 approximately. So it's still affordable. It's not all-wheel drive. Great on efficiency. Now here, what's the starting price on one of these?
So if you get the base model of this, you can get it for around 24. But
Front-wheel drive, right?
Yeah, front-wheel drive base model. But this one comes out to $41,500 and something dollars. It's a lot. Yeah. But let's be fair. If you fully deck out one of these with the turbo and the all-wheel four-wheel drive system and everything else, you can get pretty close to that price as well.
Yeah, I think the one that's coming is going to be closer to 36,000, 37,000, which is every option on the Maverick. This goes a little bit higher because, well, in my mind, it's a little bit more premium. And
I would agree.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more premium. And this is a little bit more of a truck in terms of its overall feel, whereas in this feels like a crossover with a bed. I mean, they really do feel very differently. And if you hop out of one and hop into the other, it's night and day. So even though they do compete in terms of for your dollar, I don't really consider them direct competitors in terms of the way they were designed. But the good news is you still have these trucks to choose from, right? Or sorry, pickups. So
compact pickups.
Compact pickups are, yeah. So bottom line, guys, we're going to be doing a lot with this. We're going to be towing with it. We're going to be doing tons of stuff, hopefully in the snow even. And that's coming in the very near future, so stay tuned for that.
Yes, absolutely, guys. TFL truck, TFL off-road. Maybe we'll put something on car too, just for good measure.
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to cover at least half of our channels with this vehicle. Yes. All right, guys. So we hope you enjoy it. Let us know if you think there's something you want spotlighted on these vehicles, let us know. If you want something, you know, a particular measurement or something like that, let us know because we'll try to take care of it in the next few days.
Heck yeah, and I'm sure, you know, you will see an eye gauntlet, fuel efficiency, and much more. Thank you, guys.
See you later.